Tayshia comes in, and I know the men are angry and a little frustrated because, and honestly don't know what to expect. And Tayshia's put in this awkward position where she's kind of has to be the one to win them over. How do you think Tayshia did coming in, stepping into, again, once again, these uncharted waters, and as the Bachelorette?
It took a very special woman to pull that off. It took someone with warmth and charm and just this ease that when she walked in the room, jaws dropped. Guys were like, yes. And then, but there was that immediate moment. But what it took was after that, her setting the tone and these guys realizing, okay, like this is an amazing woman and we actually have a great opportunity, because there was a lot of trepidation on everyone's part because the guys had no idea who was walking through the door. Tayshia had no idea what she was walking into. And I feel like we're just now getting to know these guys. We're 6 episodes in. Normally we'd be knee deep in this, but after hitting the reset, you're just getting to know the Zachs and the Brendans and Ben, and even really seeing who Bennett really is and the rest of these guys. You're just meeting these guys. And Noah, some of these characters that are now really coming to the forefront. And now, to me, it really gets good.
You mentioned Bennett, and I just have to comment on Bennett. He might be my absolute favorite person who has ever graced.
Oh my God. I'm so glad you said that. I'm so glad you said you love him. I think he is so easy to misunderstand. And honestly, I'll say I judged a book by its cover. I'm like, who is this guy? What's he all about? I already don't like him. And then like a weekend, I go, I love this guy. He's so good.
Obsessed. He's funny. He's smart. He's condescending. And I love it. He's such a good TV.
And he is a pompous, condescending person who is also self-deprecating and walks that line perfectly. And it's not an easy act to pull. He's done it well.
And gets along with the other men. So he's not a complete jerk because the other men respect and appreciate him in the house. So I gotta say, great job in casting with Bennett.
He's so good. Yeah, he may be the big winner out of this season of The Bachelorette. Just as you look at these guys that come out.
And rightfully so.
And I would still say, I know some people are after the grown man date with Ashley and Jared that he gave Harvard a bad name. I disagree. He actually shows that Harvard has a personality, and it's actually a good one.
Well, and I would actually argue that when he said that question is worded poorly, I was like, it actually is, Bennett. Yeah. I understand how you're overthinking this question. I got it. You see in the previews that Noah is a bit of a problem, which I didn't have a problem with Noah jumping the fence. I actually thought that was great. And he did step up, or in the words of Claire, he showed up.
Yeah.
He showed up. There was a man who showed up for her. But we also see Tayshia get frustrated at some point in the previews, and she's ready to walk men out of the house. Is Tayshia a no drama, I'm not here to play games type Bachelorette? Is that what we're going to get from her this season?
So Tayshia's a good friend of mine, and this is a side that I was curious if it existed. And I was a little worried if she's just so soft, so sweet, and just has this one gear. And I hadn't seen the flip side of that. So I was actually really excited to see there is a flip side to this woman, and she will handle her own, and she does not take any guff off these guys. And I was excited to see that. The thing with Noah, I don't know if you've ever dated a guy like this, but she always says, you are bad news, you are trouble. But in a sexy way, like in a good way, like he says things and just does things that pushes her buttons in all the right way, right? He just teases her and she loves it. It's playful. Is he the guy she's going to marry? I don't know if that's the kind of guy you settle down with. That's one of the choices she has to make. But he is that guy, and she loves it right now because it's fun and it makes her feel sexy and it makes her feel, light in a dramatic situation. But when the guys start questioning her sincerity, you will see she can flip that switch and she can handle her own. And I was actually really proud of her, and I was glad to see. And you'll see that coming up.
Oh, I love those moments from a Bachelorette where, because Tayshia is that bubbly, the guys talk about her energy. She's a fun personality, but it sounds like she also will put you in your place if you need to. Love it. Gotta love that. I'm not going to ask you a whole bunch of questions about Clare and Del, but recently, and it's been a bit much, Del and Clare have been targets, right? When they had their sit down interview with you last week, everyone was really taking out of context, I thought the fact that Claire mentioned she wanted babies and Dell's response. I know you were right there. You were in the mix. Was it really that dramatic?
No, it wasn't dramatic. I mean, I think it sums them up, and it's probably why they work so well. You know, Claire, she is exuberant, bombastic, just says, if it comes across the screen, she says it. That's
Yeah.
her. She just embraces it all with such energy and emotion. That's not Dale. Dale is chill. Dale is, the yin to her yang. And that's why they work so well, is Dale's having this poignant conversation and she yells out babies, and he's just, it doesn't even faze him. And so, no, I thought it said more about probably why they're working so well, as opposed to it was this crazy moment and so out of character for Claire, because it wasn't out of character. And I know they're getting beat up a lot. I just wish people would back off and say, look, the point of the show was for her to find love. They did. And just know that people have asked me, are you mad? I said, why would I be mad that she found love in record time? So be it. It was an extraordinary situation. She did have time to cyber stalk some of these guys, but that's not a bad thing. Everyone just needs to kind of back off, relax, and wish them well. And now we have Tayshia, and now I'm on to wishing her well.
Thank you. So well said. I'm frustrated with the two. The only way Bachelor Nation should be upset is if you completely ended the show after Claire. You guys are getting 5-6 more weeks of Bachelorette content. Why are we upset? It's like new energy, new life. Honestly,
we were excited. We were excited about Claire, and I was blown away and just as shocked as everybody that she got engaged in the matter of time that she did. But I was also so excited that we got to bring in and expose another amazing woman to this environment, into this experience. Now we have another Bachelorette. You have another sister in the world.
Exactly. She's already in the group chat.
And she was so worthy, and she's so awesome. And you've gotten to know her already. And so I'm excited that we got to double down. Do I want to do it again? No, I have 50 gray hairs because of it. But it was very 2020, wasn't it? I mean, it really summed up the year.
I personally would love to see it again. I know it's stressful. You're in it. And I am loving seeing you in these episodes so much. I don't know if it's because we're in quarantine, but they need to bring Chris Harrison back. Juliette Littman does this segment where she's like, how many minutes of Chris did we get? Now it's in double digits with the minutes.
There you go.
See more of you. It is hilarious.
I definitely
know your personality. Like they need to. It's like I'm loving it. I texted you that. I really am.
I know, and I appreciate that. You did actually reach out, and I love that. And I will say there are certain times, there are certain moments that garner that. There are certain seasons where it just doesn't fit. I have been a lot more involved with Matt James as well, especially with someone who's never done this before, more on a serious tone, and just kind of running things, because you just have a guy who doesn't know the beats. He doesn't know the verbiage, and he doesn't know how things go. And I mean, it was interesting. Night one, even just walking through a rose ceremony, he looks at me, he's like, so wait, what do you do? And how does this work? And I was like, oh my God, I forgot. You don't know how to do this.
Right.
You've never accepted a rose. So there were really good positives to having a newbie, but there were some hurdles we had to get over having a newbie as well. It was very interesting to go through it with someone who just doesn't know our world at all.
Chris, are you wearing an engagement ring?
Not an engagement. It's on my right hand.
Oh, I had to ask.
No, I'm glad you did. It's the host from Manly Bands.
I like that one.
Very apropos to wear the host. And I would be lucky to, by the way, I did an interview. Someone asked me that, and they said, well, in Greece, if you're Greek, right hand is the marriage. I'm like, oh, well, really? I'm not Greek, I'm Texan, but
I'm like, he keeps flashing this around. Like, let me not miss this opportunity.
Although I have a lot of rings here.
Let's show them off, because they really are. I mean, everyone needs to go check them out. But they're
the Cortez, very, very different. A little blue inside, a little cobalt. One of my favorites here is the straight.
Yeah, that's nice. Girl,
George Strait.
That's.
And this is one of your favorites, the LAX. Wait, is this the LAX? No, here's the LAX.
Yep, that one's mine. I love that one.
Simple. And then there is another with the wine barrel in there as well.
I like that one.
We call that one the Napa. They all have personal stories to me. Some are after, like the LAX, which I know you love, is actually named after my son, because it's part LAX and all the travel and destinations I do, but it was actually lax, like lacrosse, because my son's a big lacrosse player.
Got you.
The little hidden Easter egg for my family.
I like that. Every ring has a story behind it.
It does. Every ring has is a part of my life in a spectrum of my life, from Hollywood and what I do being the host, to the Rose, to the One, and then some that are just deep meanings to my life in Texas, and where I like to travel and spend time with special people. So they all have a little write-up underneath of what they mean. And there's nods to some of my favorite music and artists. And so it's a cool kind of artsy thing that I didn't think would be this great release and this great escape. But yeah, go to Mainly Bands, check it out.
Thank you for watching. If you want more extra, hit the subscribe button and the bell so you'll never miss a video.